welcome to a new fragrance review. I hope you are all doing well. Today I have with me 3 fragrances to review. I got 3 samples of 3 different fragrances. 2 of them were released in 2014 and the other one was released in 2015. So these are basically very new fragrances and these are very different from each other and each one has its characteristics. But before we start, I'd like to introduce you to the 3 fragrances that I have with me today. And the first one is the Choo Man, and this has been released in 2014. And then after that, I'm just going to move to the other one, and I have it here with me, Valentino Uomo, which has also been released in 2014. And I'm going to wrap up this video by talking about this new fragrance. I can't show you the bottle, unfortunately, because I got myself a generic sample. And this one is from the Collection Privée by Christian Dior, and this one is called Feve Delicieuse. And I think you will find this review today helpful because it contains many different fragrances. So if you are interested in learning more about these fragrances, then yes, please keep watching. So I guess I'm going to start with the less serious stuff, the more summery fragrance, and this one is the Choo Man, and this fragrance has been released in 2014 and it comes in an eau de toilette concentration. I wish I had the bottle to show you, but unfortunately I don't. But it looks like that if you could see it on the card here. It is just the regular square bottle. The juice is probably darker, it is a grayish color, and the bottle as well. Nothing innovative or creative at all. Choo Man wears its masculinity with confidence between noble materials and ultimate sophistication. The power of freshness takes over in this woody, aromatic fougere. So, serious fancy description here. However, at the same time, I do not understand why this is a polarizing scent, which means that many people like it and many other people, that equals the same amount of people who likes it, hates it actually. This is a straight aromatic fruity woody scent that could be perfect to be worn in the summer, and at the same time I feel that the description of it as a masculine scent really corresponds to what this juice offers. It is absolutely a masculine scent that I don't think that it contains any unisex aspects. It's straight a masculine scent. The main ingredients of this scent are pineapple, lavender, lemon and patchouli. This fragrance opens up with pink pepper and lavender and gradually develops into a more fruity scent with the pineapple and melon, and the dry down is patchouli suede, but I'm not sure if I could smell the suede in here. This as a scent reminds me a lot of a fragrance that has been released years before this one, and it is the Hugo Boss Pure, the one that comes in the square bottle that has a metal back and a light blue juice. That one was worn by my husband lots and lots of times, and he probably used up about 3 or 4 bottles, the big ones, from this fragrance, because it is very easy to wear, not because it is something that is very special. The same applies to this fragrance in the sense that it is very easy to wear. I don't understand really why many people hate it. Probably Choo Man, you would expect that is going to be something so different and fancy, but it is a straight, simple, easy to wear summer scent that contains a very nice pineapple note. I think, in my opinion, you do not get the sweetness of the melon that much, but the sourness, the tanginess of the pineapple mixed with the aroma of lavender and pink pepper makes it very fresh and makes it a very well projecting fragrance. I personally think that all fragrances that contain these kinds of tangy, fruity notes as well as pepper and lavender are the ones that project the best in comparison to, let's say, something with vanilla or chocolate or something that is soft floral. So this one projects actually very well. I think this is a very safe, very modern masculine scent. As it develops, it continues to remind me of the Hugo Boss Pure, but I could seriously detect the pineapple scent, and in my opinion it is very well presented in this scent. So I think if you are a modern man, like something fresh and vibrant and projects well, you'd like to get compliments on what you're wearing, or you'd like people to notice that you are wearing some fragrance, I think you might want to give this a go, because the projection of this one is its best aspect. The scent is nice, but it is nothing fancy, nothing new or innovative, nothing creative, but it is pleasant enough to be worn in the summer. I think this is suitable for day wear, office wear, but probably it depends on the situation actually. So try this in store and see how this develops on your skin. On me, it smells fantastic, but I can't wear it because, as I said, it contains no unisex aspects. It is straight masculine, sexy, vibrant, fruity, aromatic scent that I think would get you loads of compliments. So if you are put off by the reviews or the opinions on this fragrance that is not very good, I would say that try it for yourself because it will surprise you, and I think in a good way, considering that it is not a very expensive fragrance. And if you have already tried the Hugo Boss Pure, the one I have compared this to earlier, I think you will expect what to find in this scent, except that it is more tangy, more pineapple-y, but not the sickly sweet pineapple scent. It is very fresh, very vibrating, and I think you will love it if you are after something that presents itself very confident and contemporary. So this was my review on Choo Man. Let's move to the other one. And now moving to the more serious stuff, and I have with me the Valentino Uomo, which has also been released in 2014, but this is a completely different story than the Choo Man. Of course, the bottle is a classic. I think this is an amazing design. I think if I'm going to buy this fragrance, it is just going to be for the bottle because it is that beautiful. I think I would describe this as the balmy, vanillic, warm scent that is absolutely suitable for autumn and winter. I don't think that it could be worn in the summer because of the very warm balsamic balmy notes, but I think I'm going to read the description here on the card before I start talking about it. It says, a signature fragrance whose intense character is drawn from Italian elegance. Vibrant myrtle reveals the burst of bergamot to start with a lift of freshness. The intensity of coffee and the richness of leather blend together around a smooth heart and give the fragrance a dark, velvety depth. And of course it opens with bergamot and myrtle, but this citrusy note of bergamot only lasts for about 15-30 seconds maximum, and then it just disappears while the myrtle remains, and it gradually transitions into the heart, which is, to describe it as easily as possible, a Nutella spread, because it contains coffee, chocolate and hazelnut, and this is all you have in the heart, while the base notes are dominantly woody with some leather, but I can't say that the leather really exists in this scent. However, I think my opinion or my perception of this fragrance depends heavily on my culture, and I specifically mean the myrtle aspect in this fragrance. This is very reminiscent of my childhood. Actually, it just reminds me of my grandma's wooden closet. I open it and I smell these kinds of natural herbal soaps and clays that they use to keep in the closet to keep everything smelling nice and fresh. And of course, these herbal soaps and the clay are also used in the bath, and they have this very distinct aroma of these old days. But I have to say that this doesn't contain this old grandma aspect to it. It just describes your grandma closet that you open and you wait to get your chocolate. In this sense, I would say that this is a very authentic fragrance, and of course this is an Italian designer, and I'm not sure, but I think that Italy has this kind of oriental sense of culture that has been introduced to the country many years ago, but I think it still contains this authenticity. I think this fragrance is very authentic. It is very reminiscent of the nice childhood days where you smell all of these aromas in your grandma's cupboard, and with the chocolate and the treats and the holiday season. Opposite to the previous one, the Choo Man, this is not a masculine scent. I'm not saying that it is a feminine scent. This is a very neutral scent. I think this could be worn by men and women equally. This is a perfect example of the modern unisex fragrance that is also authentic and very cultural. I'm not sure why I insist on describing this fragrance as an authentic cultural scent, but I think this is one of the highlights of 2014 or probably of the decade. And because, as I said, it reminds me of my grandma, I think this is a more mature scent. I'm not saying that young people can't wear it. I think if you are over 25, you could start wearing it. Younger than that, I don't think that you would appreciate this fragrance. You will be looking for something more versatile, more vibrant. This is not a vibrant fragrance. The projection of it is not tremendous. It doesn't project at all, actually. It is a very skin scent compared to this one, Jimmy Choo. I can just smell it all the time while I'm waving my arm, but this one is just a very close skin scent that is warm enough and sophisticated enough to make you feel good. So if I want to describe this scent in 2 words, I'd say this is myrtle and chocolate. Do I like it? I think yes, I like it so much, but I don't think that this could be a fragrance that is worn all the time. It is just going to be for very special occasions, while the Jimmy Choo Man could be worn every day, every time, whenever you want. Alright, so the last fragrance I have with me today is a new release by the house of Dior from the Collection Privée, which is the private collection, and it was released in 2015. And this one is called Feve Delicieuse, which means delicious bean. And this fragrance is composed around the note of tonka bean with some added ingredients to reflect this sweet, creamy and milky sensation to this fragrance, with the sourness and tanginess of some other ingredients that I'm going to talk about. Actually, I have only got myself a 3 ml sample of this perfume, and I think I'm just going to read some of the description that is here on the card. An exercise in composition that plays on contrast by celebrating both its sweetness and its delectable touch of bitterness. So it's sweet and bitter at the same time. To cloak the potency of the tonka bean, Francois de Maquis, who is the nose behind this fragrance, teamed it with the warm and slightly smoky notes of Madagascan vanilla. And if you are in the UK and you want to buy a sample of this fragrance, I bought mine from perfumista.co.uk, which sells many samples of many expensive fragrances, and they sell from 3 mils up to 30 mils samples. Anyway, back to the fragrance. Why I chose to try this one. Actually, this has been a recommendation by Steven from Redolessence. He does excellent fragrance reviews, excellent top 5s, top 10s. I will leave his channel down in the description box in case you are interested in very good, professional and very accurate fragrance reviews. And actually, from the description, I kind of expected what I'm going to get, but this surprised me of how good it is. And I could definitely very easily describe this scent as a sour and sweet powdery scent. So you spray it and you get this baby powder sensation, but it is very creamy and sweet with caramel and vanilla, of course tonka bean, because it is in the heart of this composition. And at the same time you have some kind of sourness because of the mint and the black cherry. I think, yeah, I'm sure, black cherry in the composition. I think this is described as a unisex scent, but for me personally, I think this is more feminine than masculine. It is not masculine at all, but it is somehow feminine. It is powdery, tangy, very sweet and caramelish. Like, it is so delicious. I think you won't mind bathing in this fragrance. Of course, as I mentioned, these kind of sweet, creamy scents do not project very well, but on the opposite, this one projects actually amazingly, probably because of the mint and sour cherries, and the longevity on the skin is probably 8 hours, 9 hours. I mean that the strength of this fragrance is not in its projection and longevity. Not that they are bad, they are good, but the scent is what I would describe as very creative, very well thought. This is not an overly sweet scent, considering that it contains vanilla, tonka bean, caramel, chocolate, milk, but at the same time this is very well balanced. So it is not sickly sweet, nothing fruity at all. This is powdery, tangy, with a very creamy overall aspect. So in a nutshell, I think all women could wear this. Not all men could wear this. It is absolutely a compliment getter. I would highly recommend that you try a sample of this fragrance because it is rare to find. If you like it, I think this is going to be a very nice gift idea to put on your wish list for Christmas. Opposite to the Uomo by Valentino that I have talked about before this one, that one is more versatile, which means that it could be worn in the autumn, in spring and in the winter. This one I think is definitely a colder season fragrance. Projects well, lasts on the skin for about 8 hours, smells amazing. I think I would give this one 9 out of 10 because I still think that I could smell something better in the future, but this is an excellent fragrance. Okay everyone, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me and that you found these reviews helpful for you, and I'll see you again next week in a new video. Until then, please be safe. Bye.